Hey, friends, and welcome back to Nourish with Regina podcast, where we talk about transforming your plate and transforming your life. I'm Regina, mama four, certified nutrition coach, wife, and lover of cozy winter meals that warm our souls and strengthen our bodies. As the temperatures drop, the sniffles rise, and we shift into winter mode. Today's episode is all about strengthening your immune system naturally with foods, habits, herbs, vitamins, and minerals. So let's dive in. First, I want us to understand our immune system. It's so important. It's simple and it's science backed. So before we jump into the stuff like herbs and cozy teas, I want to start by breaking down what your immune system actually is. Your immune system is a beautifully complex design and network of your gut microbiome, your lymphatic system, your white blood cells, your spleen and thymus, and even your hormones. It's not just fighting off cold, it's working constantly, all the time behind the scenes, scanning, repairing, filtering, and protecting. And here's something most people don't know. Up to 70% of our immune system lives in our gut. That means what you eat every single day, not just during the weeks you're sick, but daily is one of the most powerful ways to boost your immunity long term. Winter's not an accident. It's a season when God provides specific foods for us, warming foods, grounding foods, foods rich in vitamins A, C, zinc, and natural antiviral compounds. So let's talk about three of the most important vitamins and minerals: vitamin A, vitamin C, and zinc. These are immune superstars. So first, let's talk about vitamin A, your first line of defense. Vitamin A is often forgotten or not thought about, but it is absolutely essential for immunity. Think of vitamin A as a nutrient that strengthens your body's frontline defenses, the barrier that stops germs before they ever get in. It supports your skin, which is your biggest immunity organ, your gut lining, which we already talked about how important that is, your respiratory tract, and your mucous membranes, which trap harmful viruses and bacteria. If you've ever wondered why dry skin, dry eyes, or chapped lips often happen more in winter, that can actually be a sign that your vitamin A stores are running low. So vitamin A helps your body create and activate white blood cells, specifically T cells and B cells, the soldiers of your immune system. And I love this. Where does God place vitamin A? Not in fancy supplements, but in seasonal foods like squash, pumpkin, sweet potatoes, carrots, kale, all the warming, grounding fall and winter produce that grows right when your immune system needs it the most. It's such an intentional design. It's amazing. Next, let's talk about vitamin C, the immune system's repair technician. And vitamin C gets a lot of accolades. We talk about it all the time, but it's more powerful than people even realize. Vitamin C helps with increased white blood cell production, enhanced antibody activity, reduces inflammation, and it shortens the duration of colds. It also protects your cell from oxidative stress, like little antioxidant firefighters. So, how cool is that? Here's the part most people don't know. When your body is under stress, physical stress, emotional stress, um, we all have stress, your vitamin C tanks drop dramatically. And that's why daily vitamin C is important, not just when you're already sick, but all the time. And thankfully, it's ridiculously easy for us to get vitamin C through foods, citrus, kiwi, berries, peppers, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. An emphasis again on those winter vegetables that grow exactly where we and when we need that immune support. Next, we're going to talk about zinc. Zinc is our immune system's master communicator. So zinc is one of the most underrated immune nutrients. It helps our immune cells communicate with each other. Think of it as like the Wi-Fi signal of your immune system. If zinc is low, the signal is weak and your immune response is low. Zinc is responsible for helping your body detect viruses, activating the white blood cells, healing tissue, supporting the gut lining, reducing the severity and the length of the infections, strengthening skin and mucous membranes, and regulating inflammation. In fact, researchers have found that even mild zinc deficiency can make you more susceptible to colds, viruses, slow wound healing, and lingering fatigue. Guess what foods are naturally rich in zinc? Pumpkin seeds, beef, chickpeas, lentils, cashews, whole grains, oysters. All of those would make amazing soups. So, also great for winter. Foods that are hearty, warm, and grounding. So, how do these nutrients work together? So, this is just incredible. These nutrients aren't meant to work alone. They work in synergy with each other. So vitamin A strengthens your barriers. Vitamin C protects and energizes your immune system. Zinc activates the communication and repair in your immune system. So when you eat a colorful seasonal winter diet, you're naturally getting this beautiful trio working together like a well-conducted orchestra. And when one of these is low, especially in the winter when stress is higher and the days are shorter, your immune system simply can't do its job as effectively. So today we're going to talk about all of them. So God's designed seasonal foods for seasonal needs. I love connecting health back to creation, to the earth, because I believe we have been provided with all we need to maintain our health and a healthy immune system. Think about it. Winter foods like squash and sweet potatoes, garlic and onions are all packed with vitamins that support immunity and warmth, where summer foods like berries, cucumbers, tomatoes are hydrating, cooling, and light. It's all by design. Eating seasonally is one of the most beautiful ways to align your body with God's natural rhythm. He knew what our bodies would need: nourishment, protection, healing, and the food that support us have been placed there to nourish us. So let's talk about it. We are going to talk about some great additions for our meals and our food that are delicious and wonderful and really pack a punch in the immunity boosting arena. So first is one of my favorites, garlic. This is nature's antibiotic. It contains allicin, which is a compound scientifically shown to have antibacterial, antiviral, and antimicrobial properties. It fights viruses and bacteria, supports heart health, improves circulation, and also supports gut health and reduces inflammation. Crushing garlic actually activates the allicin. So chop it, mince it, crush it, whatever you like, and then let it set for like 10 minutes before cooking it. And that'll really activate that compound in there that's gonna, be your best fighter in the immune area. So it's so easy to add garlic to your diet. You can add it to soups, roasted veggies, salad dressings, proteins. I mean, it's great, and it adds such a rich, wonderful depth of flavors. Garlic also promotes healing, so it's a wonderful addition to your diet. Next, we're going to talk about ginger. Ginger is really gives you gut and inflammation support. It's amazing. It stimulates digestion. It can reduce nausea. It increases circulation. It helps your lymphatic system move the toxins and has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. So it's, again, so easy to add to the foods we eat every day. You can add it to teas. I love some lemon and ginger in my tea. And towards the end of this podcast, I'm going to be giving you a great immune boosting tea you can make and have every day. And so stick around for the whole thing for that. And then you can also add it to stir fries and smoothies, soups, bone broth. I love, Thanksgiving was this past week. So I love making a turkey bone broth and throw some ginger and garlic in there with it. And it'll make such a flavorful base for future soups or just to drink warm. I like drinking warm bone broth too. It's so good for you. So again, you can really just easily add ginger into so many areas of your diet. The next we're going to talk about is turmeric. The anti-inflammatory queen, curcumin, which is the active compound in turmeric, reduces inflammation, supports immune function, helps your body repair more efficiently, and boosts antioxidant capacity. So that's such great things. And when you combine turmeric with black pepper, you get 2000% better absorption. So make sure you're sprinkling the pepper on there too. It's an amazing spice, also super easy to add to your diet. You can make golden milk, you can put it in soups, sprinkle it on roasted veggies, sprinkle it on your proteins. I love chicken breasts with some turmeric and garlic powder, salt and pepper, and just roast it in the oven. So good, so good. The next we're going to talk about is something you might not have heard of before, but it's called astragalus, and it's a give you deep immune support. So astragalus is a flowering plant whose root has been used for centuries in traditional Chinese medicine, most commonly for immune support, as an adaptogen to help the body resist stress, and for conditions like hay fever, diabetes, and kidney disease. You can add astragalus sticks to soup and then take them out before you serve it. Super easy and effective. Or you can take it as a tea, a tincture, or a supplement. It's great during the whole winter season. So it's just something fantastic to add to your diet during these colder winter months. Next up is cinnamon. Cinnamon is a blood sugar balance star and can really boost your immunity. So it's rich in antioxidants. It supports blood sugar stability, which is huge for immunity. It helps with appetite regulation and has natural microbial properties. Blood sugar stability really supports a stronger immune system. We can talk about that more later, but cinnamon also super easy to add to your diet. You know, sprinkle it on your oatmeal, put it in your coffee or your teas, on your apple, roasted carrots. There's just a whole line of things you can sprinkle that cinnamon on. I often like to take a whole cinnamon stick and just put it in my tea, and I use it to stir my tea and just let it steep in there. It's delicious. So now let's talk about some essential micronutrients for immunity. Beyond vitamins A, C, and zinc, we're going to talk about some additional things. So first and foremost is going to be vitamin D. This is your winter hormone. And unfortunately, if you live where I live or in a place that you do get the dark, gray, gloomy winter months, vitamin D is essential. It regulates immune cell activation, inflammation levels, mood and brain function, bone strength. So low vitamin D levels are strongly associated with higher infection rates. And we can get vitamin D from sunlight, which would be the best way, except sometimes we go days and days without a lot of sunlight here. Plus, it's so cold, it's hard to be outside. So we have to do some supplementation with the vitamin D. And you can get that from pasture-raised eggs, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, herring, or you can take a vitamin D supplement. Magnesium, which is the stress mineral. Magnesium is great. It helps your immune cells work efficiently. It regulates sleep, reduces your stress, which suppresses immunity, and supports over 300 enzyme pathways. I do recommend magnesium. It's great. I take it before bed every night because it does help with the sleep, and it's just been fantastic. So if you're not taking magnesium, especially during the winter months, you might want to consider that. Omega-3 fatty acids, which are found in like salmons and sardines and walnuts and flax, can reduce inflammation, improve cell membrane health, and enhance immune signaling. Think of these like the building blocks of your immune system. Next, we're going to talk about hydration. Like, I know it's not a vitamin or a mineral, but it is so important to give our body the hydration it needs, because your body needs water to transport nutrients, to move lymph fluid, to flush toxins. And in the winter, we forget to hydrate because we're not sweating or it's not hot outside. So it's really easy to, forget to drink our water. And I know we hear it all the time, drink your water, drink your water. Aim for 60 to 80 ounces a day. Add a pinch of mineral salt. That works as a great addition to your water. Electrolytes, that's the word I escaped my brain. That's great for your electrolytes. And herbal teas do count towards hydration. Plus, if you're picky with I'm a picky water drinker. I think different waters have different tastes. So, if in order to get your 60 to 80 ounces a day, you need to squeeze some of that sugar-free flavoring stuff in your water bottle, by all means, do it, because it's more important that you get the water to help your immune system function at its highest capacity. So, there are daily winter wellness habits, lifestyle habits that help with our immunity through the winter months. So, food will take you far, and we've discussed a lot of those, just little changes that you can make and add to your diet. But daily habits elevate your immune resilience even more. So, let's talk about what some of those habits are. Sleep is non negotiable. Your immune system does its deepest repair work at night while you're sleeping. So shoot for 7 to 9 hours to allow your immune system to reset and repair and clear out those damaged cells. Set a bedtime alarm. I know I have one on my phone. It's for 9:30 every night. I'm going to bed. To make sure I get the allotted amount of sleep I should be getting, because it is that important. It needs to become a daily habit. Set a routine around your bedtime. Do the same things. If you need time to decompress a few minutes before you go to sleep, find out what that is and do that and make time for that. We talked about hydration. Again, I'm going to touch on it because it's so important. Next, balance your blood sugar and reduce your sugar intake. Why? Because blood sugar spikes crashes your immune function, which is not good. Studies show a high sugar meal can weaken your immune system for up to 5 hours. So keep your meals balanced with a protein, healthy fat, fiber, and complex carbohydrates. Every time you're going to eat a carbohydrate, make sure it's paired with a lean protein. Make sure your meals are balanced and avoid sugary foods, especially like cereals for breakfast. A lot of those are so packed with sugar. Small swaps matter, tea or water instead of soda. If you're drinking regular soda, there's so much sugar in there. So just be mindful of what you're eating every day and try and really keep your blood sugar levels balanced. You can eat berries or some fruit instead of candy. Dark chocolate is great. Like we talked about before, make sure it's the 85% or higher. But really those small swaps really do add up and make big, big differences. Our bodies are made to move. So gentle movement is so important. Walking 20 to 30 minutes a day will boost your lymphatic drainage. It supports digestion, can lower your stress. You don't need to have extreme workouts. You just need consistent ones. So whatever you find that works for you, that you like, just try and get that 20 to 30 minutes of moving your body every day deliberately in a way as for with exercise and things. Stress reduction. I wish I had a magic formula and I could tell you right now how to reduce stress in your life, but I can't. If I found that, I wouldn't need this podcast. I'd be a millionaire somewhere. Um, Chronic stress weakens our immune system more than any kind of food would, or lack of nutrients. So find a way that you can manage and deal with your stress that works for you, and take time for you to do this because you deserve it and you're worth it. And you need to make yourself a priority sometimes so that, you can't pour from an empty cup. So just remember that. So whether it's time in your day where you need to do some deep breathing or pray or do a gratitude journal or whatever it is, I take me time every evening and sit in my hot tub for a little bit and just decompress from the day, because I feel so much better, more pleasant to be around with my family, honestly. And I just, you are important too. You need to take care of you. So schedule it in your planner from this time to this time. That's my stress-free zone or whatever. Just make it a priority. Make yourself a priority in your day so that you can then in turn be healthy and happier for the people around you. This one should go without saying, but wash your hands. It's simple and effective. You can use saline spray when you're exposed to crowds. Viruses do attach to dry nasal passages, so that's important. But the hand washing is so important. I think I heard somebody say, sing happy birthday while you wash your hands to wash them long enough. Make sure you're washing the insides and outsides of your hands because we touch a lot of things throughout the day that we don't think about that have a lot of nasty germs and viruses on them. So what are some easy habits that we can start now so that by the first of the year, these habits are just going to be a part of our everyday life? And maybe pick one of these to start with. We don't want to overwhelm you. I really want you to do things that you're going to stick with and that are easy additions. I don't want to add more stress to your life. So here's some just simple and sustainable healthy habits you can do to boost your immunity over winter. So add lemon and ginger to warm water each morning and sip on that while you get ready for the day. Eat one orange or red vegetable a day. Sweet potatoes are fantastic. Carrots are fantastic. Make bone broth every week if you can. Like I said earlier, I'm so excited with Thanksgiving last week because I'm going to make a big batch of my turkey bone broth, and I'm so excited for that. Use cinnamon or turmeric in your oatmeal or in your coffee every day. Just add a teaspoon of cinnamon to your coffee grounds. That'd be fabulous. You can do that with turmeric too. You can put it on your oatmeal. Prioritize one veggie-rich meal a day. I know my husband and I, we went on vacation last week, and it was kind of a very touristy area, and we did all the kitschy touristy things. And then the one night I said, I don't think I've eaten a vegetable since we've been here, or that it's really been an option. So it was great to come back home and get back into my regular eating habits because I really did miss the veggies. So try and pick at least one meal a week or a day that is super veggie rich. Stir fries are great for that. They're delicious, and it's a one dish meal, and you can get a ton of veggies in there. Add garlic to 3 to 4 meals a week. It's super easy, adds a great depth of flavor. And there are so many different kinds of garlic with different profiles. If you have a farmer's market that you can go to, try different garlics. They're fantastic. Just the array of flavors you can get is spectacular. So do 5 minutes stretching or prayer or whatever, at least 5 minutes before you go to bed. That'll really help you wind down and be more centered so you can get a good night's rest. I'm going to say these small changes can really make big, big results. So I told you I would share my immune boosting tea recipe with you, and I will do that. For ingredients, you're going to need ginger, cinnamon, lemon, honey, if you like that to sweeten the tea, a pinch of cayenne, and hot water. Also, if you don't have an electric tea kettle, I highly suggest you get one because they're wonderful. With as much tea as we make in this house, my oldest son and my husband are huge hot tea drinkers too. So that kettle gets a workout every day, but it heats the water so fast. So that's my little tips and tricks for you. Like, get an electric tea kettle. It's fabulous. So you're going to put just a slice of the fresh ginger, one cinnamon stick, juice from half of your lemon, the honey if you want it to sweeten, and if you like a little kick, you can add a pinch of cayenne pepper. Cayenne's great for metabolism. It increases your metabolism, but it also boosts your circulation too. The ginger will settle and help your digestion. Cinnamon has the natural antimicrobial properties in it, and the lemon juice has the vitamin C. So put all that in your teacup, and you're going to pour the hot water over it. You're going to let it steep for about 5 minutes. If you want a little extra kick, you can add some apple cider vinegar in there. I've been drinking apple cider vinegar in my tea for several years now, and I actually love it, but it's a great support for your gut bacteria. Let it steep. You can pull the stuff out or you can leave it in, but then sip it and you'll feel warm and nourished and supported, and it'll really give your immune system a great boost. I'm not a huge fan of winter just because I don't like being cold, but winter, every season has its purpose. And I feel like even if it's not just the weather seasons. We're all in different seasons of our life, and it's really important for us to acknowledge that and know that every season has a purpose. Winter is a season of rest and of slowness and reflection and strengthening. And we need that. We need that time that we slow down, that we can heal, that we can rest and reflect on how things are going and maybe change how we're doing things. I believe God designed the plants, the herbs, and the foods of winter intentionally, giving us the nutrients our body needs to stay well during the darker, colder months. I love seasonal eating so much. It feels like we're aligning with just nature's rhythm, how it was intended to be. So I'm really thankful that we have these opportunities and these foods available to us and that they feed and nourish us so well. And I'm thankful that I get to share this knowledge that I have with you so that you can also live a more nourished life and feel better and feel healthier. It's so important to take care of our bodies because it's the only one we have. It's much easier to maintain good health than to try and regain it after a lot of suffering. So if today's episode inspired you, I would love for you to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss anything coming up. You can visit my website at www.nourishwithregina.com. There you'll find links to order any of the supplements we talked about today. There's a free download of my blood sugar balancing meal guide, and you can check out my coaching packages. My next group coaching starts on December 15th, and I would love to see you there. You won't want to miss next week's episode where we talk about healthy comfort foods, nourishing your body through winter. Again, eating with the seasons, but we're going to talk cozy soups, slow cooker meals, blood sugar friendly hacks, and comforting foods that heal rather than harm. I want to thank you for joining me today. Stay warm, stay nourished, and stay well this winter, friends. Bye.